Values-based leader. This is Andre Koen. I want to say thank you so much for joining us in the session. And today is graduation day. And so when we think about this notion of values-based leaders, we know that it's really about aligning our intentions, our values, our goals to our behavior. And so the question oftentimes happens, or question that comes up is, so what do I do next? And so the next step, or the evolution, the adaptation, the next level, phase, realm, whatever, is that we become this inclusive leader, right? And so the features, or the things I think are necessary to remember or to recognize about an inclusive leader is that they have an inclusive mindset. They recognize the need for cultural competence and agility, and that leads them to having the skills to be more adaptable to their environment and to use the right skills in the right places. And then next is this notion that they develop an awareness of their unconscious and their conscious bias as they seek to foster a sense of belonging. And so when we think about this, the notion of a inclusive mindset, an inclusive mindset enables leaders to have a vested interest in each employee and to be ready to leverage their expertise, their strengths, their talents to make them feel that they can bring their whole and authentic selves to work, right? So the inclusive mindset, the inclusive leader has this inclusive mindset that is looking for these opportunities in all of their employees, not just the high potentials, but in every single employee. They look for these opportunities to build that. These leaders also recognize that leaders can effectively manage anxiety, misunderstanding, and conflicts caused by the uncertainty of cross-cultural interactions by means of mindfulness, empathy, and knowledge about cultural varieties, right? And so recognizing that there's more than one way to see the world is a skill that culturally competent and agile leaders function as they develop the skills of inclusive leadership. We also recognize that they have greater adaptability. They adjust their leadership style, their communication, their all the things that they like. Sometimes they push themselves out of those comfort zones so they can seek to be more effective, both with the organization and the team. Right, and so they seek these different perspectives with the team as they grow to be an inclusive leader. And they also recognize that we don't always see things as they are; we see things as we are. Right, and so they look for opportunities to analyze and combat their unconscious bias. So leaders recognize that decisions can be made under the influence of unconscious or implicit bias, could unfairly impact employees in terms of recruiting, performance review, promotion, succession planning, and engagement, and ultimately in retention. And so leaders who are seeking to be inclusive leaders constantly are looking for ways to maximize and feedback that helps them to minimize their unconscious bias as they gain greater cognitive control. And then lastly, these leaders, inclusive leaders, know that they have to create an inclusive environment because it may or may not happen on its own. It's much like getting on an elevator and hoping that someone will push your number. It may or may not, but you are guaranteed to get to your destination if you engender that, if you foster that, if you lead into that space. And so a sense of belonging for inclusive leaders is creating an inclusive environment where respect, acceptance, and fairness is held at the highest standard, the highest value, and a recognition that people can bring their whole and complete and best selves to work. Without fear of retribution or diminished rewards. And so these are the tools and traits of an effective of a leader who is who has been leading with values, has been a value-based leader who is now able to take those values and move to the next level and become an inclusive leader. And so I want to say thank you so much for this opportunity to be in front of you. I hope you've learned something. I hope you've had fun. And as always, I look forward to seeing who we become as we continue these discussions. My name is Andre Koen. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.